Hamilton. We want to be in the room where it happens, and we are going to be at the Fabulous Fox. Hamilton is coming to the Fabulous Fox, and with us to talk about it is stage manager. That's a huge job, Abby Powers. Hello, Abby.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're all very excited, and we were talking before we actually started this. Has Hamilton been at the Fox before? And I couldn't remember.
I think that Hamilton has come through. There are several companies, like touring cast and crew, different versions of same show as Hamilton, but just different people doing it. So I think Hamilton has been through St. Louis, but the Angelica company that's coming in a couple of weeks is the one that's coming, and it'll be a first time for Angelica company.
That's so exciting. I can't even imagine what it must be like to manage. What is that like to stage manage a show this huge?
It's like, we like to think of it as like air traffic control backstage. We are sort of, we're sort of helping lead the charge of, making sure the cast gets where they need to be at a certain time. We're big schedulers.
Mm-hmm.
And so we, kind of do rehearsals. We're in charge of sort of maintaining the artistic integrity of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So making sure people are where they need to be, when they need to be there, making sure the lights, we call the lighting, we do scenic moves and the automation cues. So there's a lot of things happening. We travel with 3 stage managers on our show.
Wow.
And then there's lots of things happening. So there's one person who calls the show, which is what we calling all the lighting cues, the sound cues, getting us started, keeping us on track. And then we have 2 deck stage managers, which is primarily what I do. And we're the ones sort of standing in the wings, helping our local crew to assist with our road crew, getting props on and off the stage, furniture on and off the stage. If there's a problem backstage with a cast member, if somebody gets hurt, things like that. There's all kinds of hats that we wear.
Mm-hmm.
So in a 3-hour show, we probably wear anywhere from 10 to 15 different hats. And that can be a therapist, a counselor, a Band-Aid fixer, just a wardrobe person. Somebody's costume has a last minute thing, and we just kind of run on and do something. So there's just so many things that we do. And
it's almost like you're the mama of everybody.
A lot of times it feels that way, that it's, we're a constant for the cast. On tour, so much changes. Our routine kind of stays the same. And so you get to know the people that you travel with. And stage management is always sort of a constant for the cast to come to when they have concerns. We deal
You
a lot
probably
with.
learn ahead of time, like if there's certain cast members that they always have to have a water 5 minutes before they go on stage.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
remember that.
You know more about people's eating habits, drinking habits, bathroom habits. Like you learn all of that very quickly, and you're like, oh, it's 2 minutes before the show. We're not going to find them. They had to go to the bathroom. It's, you learn exactly if somebody needs a snack at intermission, that you can sort of guide them to, find a granola bar. Let's get that going for you. So you definitely learn a lot the personalities of everybody that you travel with.
And coming from myself, a performer, I could never do what you do because I'm the one running around you're looking for.
Honestly, when I was a performer, I was as well. So I think it helps me to have that mentality of they're not doing it on purpose. I certainly didn't think I was, but I'm happy to wear this, to be in this stage of my career where I can sort of usher and sort of guide everyone to the good parts.
It's good that you've been in that position because the fact is you can empathize and understand.
Absolutely. I have my career has taken a wild turn, and I started as a dancer growing up in St. Louis and performing and kind of doing all of that stuff all through high school and college. And then I found myself backstage as a stagehand, and I was on tour as a props person and a carpenter for a while until I ultimately landed in stage management. And it's really shaped, I think, who I am as a stage manager, because I can empathize with all of the different departments and all of the different, various things. Unfortunately, I'm never think I'm going to be good enough to be a musician to play in the pit for one of our musicals. Those musicians are insane.
They are good. So what high school did you go to? Now that you got my head spinning.
Yeah, Francis Howell North. I grew up in St. Peters, Missouri, and went through the Francis Howell School District. My mom was a teacher in the Francis Howell School District for a bazillion years. And it was, I just grew up as a dancer at a local dance studio and got into musicals and things when I was in high school. Going to see the Muni every summer, sitting in those free seats was just like
Hmm.
such a gift. Oh my gosh. And then once a year, my parents would take us to the Fox to see, a big show. So that was always so exciting. And now I get to be a grown up and I get to come back to the Fox. I've been on the road for about 20 years.
Wow.
Um, and so every time I come back to the Fox, I get all of the feels and I see my name, kind of like on all of the, I don't know if anybody has talked about the backstage, the wall tags at
No,
the
do
Fox.
tell us. This is a secret I don't know about.
Inside swoop.
Yes.
Um, so when a show comes through the Fox, there are these murals that get painted or stenciled. So the walls of the backstage Fox, there's a dressing room, what we call the tower. It's like 6 floors of dressing rooms. And that stairwell and the doors and the basement level where wardrobe and some of the offices are just plastered with murals of all of the shows that have come through for years, for years.
Wow.
And I love going and seeing my name, that I like to go and find all the wall tags of shows that I've been a part of that have come through the Fox. So that's always such a fun thing. And I usually drag everyone around and I'm like, here's where I did Sesame Street Live.
That's so cool. That is
Yeah,
what a great legacy.
it is a lot of theaters do it, but there's something about the Fox that's like so iconic
Hmm.
that everybody on the road always talks about, like, oh, you have to check out the wall tag at the Fox. And so it's a big deal. And
It
I
is. It
take that
is.
lightly.
I think that's wonderful. And so, of course, your family, I'm assuming, will come and see the show.
Yeah. So my parents actually retired and they live in Florida now, but they're coming up to St. Louis and I have all my aunts and uncles coming and my cousins. I have a group of girlfriends that I've been friends with since they were with me when I got the call for my first tour. And
Wow.
they will come to see the show. So yeah, it is, while I don't live in St. Louis anymore, it still very much feels like home. I'm so excited for Emo's Pizza.
I was going to ask about that. Some toasted rav, maybe.
Toasted Ravs are for my birthday every year. That was always my birthday
Your
dinner.
go-to.
I loved toasted raviolis. And so my parents are coming in. They're also very much looking forward to, they've got their favorite spots that they're going to go to. They're going to get in a few days before me so that they call it the food tour.
I love it. I love it. You got to get on the wheel if you get a chance. And just to remind people, I'm going to show a little teaser, just in case you forgot all about Hamilton.
I'm past patiently waiting, I'm passionately mashing every expectation, every action's an act of creation. I'm laughing in the face of casualties and sorrow. For the first time I'm thinking past tomorrow.
If you want to see more, such a great show. And what's funny about Hamilton is I remember, now my son is now a teacher, fine arts teacher of music. He went to
great.
Webster. Yeah, great. Went to Webster. He studied jazz, got his master's at Boston University. But when he graduated high school at Parkway North, great music department there. And I had been getting him into Hamilton, the music, because I loved it. And he didn't know what it was. I was playing it for me because this is really good. And sure enough, at the graduation, the class picked this one teacher to do the speech to them, and he does it to Hamilton. And my son looks around, he turns around and looks at me, he goes,
Yeah.
I mean, it's that kind of a musical where it's just, if only all classes were taught using music like this.
Oh my gosh. I say that so many, like we do a lot of like master classes, or we talk to a lot of high school students about the arts and how Hamilton has a great program called EduHam that brings kids in, to see the show, and it opens their eyes to what music can do and how learning, through music is possible.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Who knew? It's a beautiful thing. And any surprises, anything that's a little bit special or different? I know that we kind of want Hamilton to be as Hamilton.
Yes. This cast is so special. We are a new company. We're the first company in about 6 years to start kind of brand new. While we do have some alums from some other companies of Hamilton joining us, we have a lot of new faces, and that energy is palpable.
Mhm.
It is so fresh, and it is just electric on stage. And I think the audience is gonna, if you've seen Hamilton before and you're coming back to see it again, you'll definitely notice that. You're gonna feel the difference.
I think between Hamilton and Les Mis, those are my two favorite musicals. I could see
Yeah,
again and again and again.
my dad's favorite is Les Mis. That is
Yeah.
one that I've actually never seen it live.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So good. It's
I
as
love
good
the
as
music,
Hamilton.
but I've never,
Yeah.
the problem with working in theater is that you don't always get to see other theater.
Mm-hmm.
So we did 7 weeks of rehearsals in New York City. So I did spoil myself and see a bunch of shows while I was there, but it doesn't happen a lot like on the road. We don't get to, our schedule is the same as everybody else's.
Yeah, you're working. It's called
We're
working.
working.
Now,
Yeah.
do you do 2 shows? Do you do a matinee and an evening on, is it Sunday or Saturday?
Saturday and Sunday. Our schedule in St. Louis is a little funky, but the first week we have 2 shows on a Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do a matinee and an evening show, but typically 2 shows Saturday, 2 shows Sunday.
I always ask the actors, the performers this, and being a performer and now a stage manager, that's tough. How do you get through those matinees to get to more energy for the evening?
I think it becomes, it for me, like right now, it's much more of a mental game. I have to sort of like amp myself up for it. But houses like the Fox that seat 5,000 people, I could do 4 shows a day because the place is beautiful, first of all,
Yes.
but also having that many people applaud after a number, that adrenaline that you get from that, it just that opening song and hearing the applause, and that's all you need. Get a
Yeah.
little snack in between and you're ready to go again.
Yep. I hear you. I used to do split shifts in radio and same thing. Somehow you get that, even though I don't hear the audience.
Sure.
There is that adrenaline rush that you get.
Yeah.
And there is nothing like the Fabulous Fox. Again, Abby, thank you so much for your time. So looking forward to it. And there's this thing they've got going on, $10 seats or something, a lottery.
Yes. So that is, and all the information can be found at on the Fabulous Fox website. There's also information on the Hamilton website, I think, that has a little link to it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something it's super important, I think, for the Hamilton family to make theater accessible to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And by doing affordable for everyone, because it's not just our story that we're telling, it's the story of America,
mm-hmm.
and so many people that are represented. And so why not allow and open that up to everyone to be able to come see it?
Beautiful way to close this interview. And the show opens August 28th. Of course, there it is, September 8th. All the notes will be in the show notes here, as well as the link. You should know by now it's fabulousfox.com. And Abby, break a leg.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to being back in St. Louis.
Oh, we're looking forward to having you. I cannot wait to see Hamilton.
All right. We'll see you later.